The first reading didn't make sense. That was the problem. Not that it was unusual. Out here, you expect that. Magnetic drift. Thermal variation. Sensor interference. Uluru wasn't like other places. It had a way of distorting things. Heat shimmer. Mineral density. The kind of environment that made equipment behave slightly off. But this wasn't drift. This wasn't variation. This was precise. Run it again. Liam didn't look up when he said it. He didn't need to. Tara had already rerun the scan twice. I did. Her voice wasn't uncertain. That was what made it worse. It's consistent. Liam finally glanced across the console. The portable array hummed quietly between them, its display casting a soft blue glow across the canvas walls of the temporary station. They weren't supposed to be here long. 3 days. 4, maybe. Just enough to log baseline readings for the survey. Then pack up. Leave. Move on to the next site. Routine work. Except now. Nothing about it felt routine anymore. Show me. Tara rotated the screen. The data wasn't complicated. Which was exactly the issue. Depth scan. Clean return. A single anomaly. And it didn't move. It didn't fluctuate. It didn't degrade with distance, or shift with recalibration. It stayed exactly the same. Every time. Depth reading. Liam asked. Tara hesitated. Just for a second. 300 meters. He frowned. That's not right. No. Another pause. Run the penetration again. She already was. Different frequency. Different angle. Different power setting. Same result. Perfect return. Same position. Same shape. Same structure. Liam leaned closer. Eyes narrowing. Natural. Tara shook her head slowly. No. Not hesitation. Not guesswork. Certainty. Because geological structures didn't look like that. They didn't reflect like that. They didn't sit in place with perfect symmetry, buried deep below one of the oldest formations on Earth. Metal? He asked. She didn't answer immediately. Because metal still followed rules. Corrosion. Fragmentation. Irregular surfaces. This didn't. It's uniform. That was the wrong answer. The kind of answer you don't want. Because uniform meant designed. And designed meant. Don't say it, Liam muttered. Tara didn't. But they were both thinking it. They just weren't ready to say it yet. Outside, the desert stretched endlessly. Red earth. Open sky. The kind of place that felt ancient in a way nothing else did. Uluru sat in the distance. Massive. Unmoving. Watching everything. Liam leaned back slightly. Exhaled. All right. His voice had shifted. Not calm. Not relaxed. Focused. We log it properly. Tara nodded. Already recording. Time stamp. Coordinates. Depth. Signal strength. Her fingers moved quickly across the keyboard. And then what? She asked. Liam hesitated. Because there was a correct answer. The one they were supposed to follow. Report it. Flag it. Wait for instruction. But something about the reading. Something about its precision. Didn't feel like something you just logged and ignored. He looked at the screen again. At the shape. Perfect. Still. Waiting. Then we see if it changes. Outside. The heat shimmered across the desert floor. The air bending light in unnatural ways. But beneath all of that. Beneath the rock. Something Saturday. Unmoving. And whatever it was. It had been there for a very long time. It changes. Not immediately. Not dramatically. But enough. Tara is the first to notice. Because she doesn't look away from the feed. Not even when Liam steps outside to take a call. Not when the generator stutters briefly in the heat. Not when the wind shifts across the tent and rattles the frame. She just watches. At first, it's nothing. Just noise at the edge of resolution. The kind you ignore in most scans. Then it sharpens. Just a fraction. The return signal strengthens. Clean. Defined. She leans forward slowly. Heart rate ticking up without her understanding why. Liam. No response. She doesn't take her eyes off the screen. Liam. This time louder. He steps back inside, brushing dust from his sleeve. What? She points. Doesn't speak. He moves beside her. Looks at the display. Did you increase power? No. Change alignment. No. A pause. The data feeds scroll. Same shape. Same position. Same depth. But stronger. Liam frowns. That's not possible. No. Tara swallows. It's like. She hesitates. Then. It's reflecting more. That shouldn't happen. Not without external change. Not without movement. Not without. Run passive, Liam says quickly. She doesn't argue. Switches modes immediately. Active signal drops. The system goes quiet. Listening only. For a moment. Nothing. Then. The anomaly remains. Still there. Still defined. Still. Present. But now. Something else appears. A lower signal. Faint. Almost buried. Tara leans closer. Eyes narrowing. Liam, there's another return. He stiffens. Where? Beneath it. She adjusts the filtering. Clears the upper layer. The main shape remains. But below it. Something moves. Not physically. But in pattern. A shift. Rhythmic. He feels it before he understands it. That's interference, he says automatically. From what? He doesn't answer. Because out here, there's nothing. Nothing that deep. Nothing structured. Nothing that could. It's not interference, Tara says quietly. She taps the screen. It's responding. Liam shakes his head. To what? She doesn't look at him. Because she already knows the answer. To us. The words sit heavy between them. Outside. The wind dies down completely. Not gradually. Just. Stops. The desert stills. No movement. No sound. Even the heat shimmer fades. Liam notices it a second later. Turns toward the open entrance. That's not right. Tara doesn't respond. Because she's watching something else now. The passive signal has changed. The lower pattern. It's no longer faint. It's rising. Layering upward. Bleeding into the main return. He steps closer. What am I looking at? Tara's voice drops. It's aligning. On screen, the data fields begin to stabilize. Two signals. Previously separate. Now, matching. Frequency. Amplitude. Timing. Like one is adjusting itself. To become the other. That's not how reflection works, Liam mutters. No. Her hands hover above the controls. But she doesn't touch anything. Because she doesn't want to interfere. Not yet. The system hums quietly. Now the loudest thing in the tent. Outside. Still nothing. No wind. No birds. No shift in the air. Just stillness. Absolute. Liam glances back at the entrance again. Then back to the screen. You said 300 meters. Tara nods. Yeah. He does a quick mental calculation. composition, density, distance. Then, that's below the base. Tara doesn't respond. She's already there. Already realized it. Already looking deeper. Because if the return is beneath the formation, then it's not just buried in sand. It's inside something older. Something foundational. The signal spikes. Both of them flinch slightly. Not from sound. From sudden clarity. The structure sharpens again. Edges becoming more defined. Cleaner. And for the first time, it resolves. Not a shape. Not geometry. But segmentation. Sections. Repeating segments. Liam exhales. That's. He stops. Because there's no safe word for what he's about to say. Tara says it anyway. It's organized. He closes his eyes for half a second. Because organized means deliberate. And deliberate means the signal changes again. Not slowly this time. Instantly. The active field flashes. Then re-engages. On its own. Tara jerks back. I didn't. I know. Liam's voice is tight now. Because the system didn't just activate. It increased power. Full output. Without input. Without command. The pulse fires downward. Through the ground. Through the rock. And for a moment, everything stops. The screen freezes. The data halts. The world holds still. Then, the return comes back. Stronger than anything before. Overwhelming. Filling the display. And buried inside it. For the briefest fraction of a second. Is something that shouldn't be there. Something neither of them expected. A pattern. Not reflected. Not echoed. Returned. Different. New. And unmistakably. Created. Neither of them moves. Not at first. Because there's a moment. Right after something impossible happens. Where your brain refuses to process it. The data scrolls past on the screen. Fast. Too fast. The system is still pushing power. Still transmitting. But now, it's not just sending. It's receiving something back. Continuously. What was that? Liam asks. His voice sounds smaller than it should. Tara doesn't answer. She's already isolating the return. Breaking it apart. Filtering layers. Log it, Liam says again, sharper this time. Everything. She nods. Already recording. Time stamp. Amplitude spike. Signal inversion. But none of that matters. Because what they just saw wasn't noise. It wasn't reflection. It wasn't geological. It was constructed. The new pattern reappears. Short. Deliberate. Repeating every few seconds. Not fading. Not degrading. Holding. Liam leans in. Eyes scanning the feed. That's not the same structure as before. No, Tara says quietly. It's not. She isolates it again. Clears everything around it. Leaves only the signal. There it is. 3 segments. Pause. 2 segments. Pause. 1. It repeats. Perfectly. Liam exhales slowly. That's a sequence. Tara doesn't correct him. Because they both know what that implies. It's not random. It's not environmental. It's not accidental. It's intentional. The system hum changes. Subtle, but noticeable. Liam's head lifts slightly. Did you hear that? Tara nods. The equipment isn't passive anymore. It's responding. Adjusting gain. Shifting frequency. Locking onto the signal like it recognizes it. I'm not doing that, she says. I know. The reply comes quickly. Too quickly. Because both of them have already realized it. They're not fully in control of this anymore. Outside. Something changes again. The silence deepens. Not just absence of sound. Pressure. Like the air itself has thickened. Liam takes a step toward the entrance. Stay here, Tara says. He doesn't listen. He steps outside anyway. The desert is wrong. That's the only way to describe it. The light hasn't changed. The sky is still clear. Uluru still stands in the distance. But everything feels compressed. The horizon looks closer than it should. The shadows fall differently. Sharpened. And the air is still. Too still. No wind. No movement. Even the heat shimmer is gone. Liam feels a chill move up his spine. He turns slowly. Looks back toward the station. Tara. She's already at the entrance. Watching him. You feel that? He asks. She nods once. I was hoping it was just the sensors. It's not. He looks around again. Scanning the empty space. Something changed. Behind them. Inside the tent. The system spikes again. Both of them turn instantly. The screen flares white. Then stabilizes. The main anomaly. The one at 300 meters. It shifts. Not position. Not depth. Definition. Edges sharpen. Contours refine. And for the first time, the system resolves a partial outline. Tara steps forward slowly. Heart racing now. That's new. Liam moves beside her. What am I looking at? She doesn't answer. Because she doesn't want to be wrong. But she isn't. The shape isn't natural. It isn't fractured. It isn't layered. It is segmented. Sections joined together. Repeating forms. Too precise. Too clean. Okay, Liam says slowly. This just went from anomaly to problem. No one corrects him this time. The lower signal spikes again. The repeating sequence changes. Not the same pattern as before. Different spacing. Different timing. Tara leans closer. It's reacting again. To what? Liam asks. She looks at him. Then back at the screen. To that. She points. To the active transmission still being pushed into the ground. The system is still firing. Still probing. Still calling out. And whatever is down there is responding. The next return is stronger. Stronger than anything yet. The structure sharpens again. More visible. More defined. And then it moves. Just slightly. But enough. Enough that both of them see it at the same time. Liam steps back instinctively. No. The word comes out before he can stop it. That's not possible. But the data doesn't lie. It isn't drift. It isn't jitter. It isn't noise. The shape beneath the rock. Shifted. Just a fraction. But deliberately. Tara's voice is barely a whisper now. It wasn't just sitting there. A long pause. It's inside something. Liam's chest tightens. How big? She adjusts the depth layers. Expands the field. The system struggles for a second. Then resolves more of the surrounding structure. And that's when they see it. The anomaly isn't isolated. It's connected. Spreading outward. Trailing deeper. The part they found is only a piece. A surface. Of something much larger. Liam stares at the display. Frozen. That's not 300 meters. Tara nods. No. Her throat tightens slightly. It's just where it touches us. They should shut it down. That thought comes to both of them at the same time. Clear. Immediate. Obvious. The system is still transmitting. Still pushing energy down through the rock. Through the structure. And whatever is down there is responding more each second. Kill the active signal, Liam says. Tara doesn't move. Not because she disagrees. Because something isn't right. Wait. He looks at her sharply. We don't wait. But she's already pointing at the screen. Look. The return has changed again. The deeper structure. The one spreading beyond the original anomaly. It isn't just defined now. It's organizing. Sections aligning. Segments shifting into cleaner configurations. It's stabilizing, she says. Liam frowns. That's because we're hitting it harder. No. Her voice is quiet. But firm. It was unstable before. She taps the earlier scan. Now it's correcting itself. A pause. Based on our signal. That lands. Not as theory. As fact. Liam's jaw tightens. Then we definitely shut it down. He steps forward. Reaches for the controls. The system doesn't respond. He frowns. Tries again. Nothing. Tara. I see it. She moves quickly now. Switching interfaces. Trying manual override. The system input freezes. The cursor stutters. Then locks completely. Okay, Liam says slowly. That's new. The generator hum deepens slightly. The tone shifting. Not fluctuation. Change. Tara's fingers move faster. Trying to break control. Force the system offline. No response. She tries hard reset. Nothing. The active transmission continues. And now, it's increasing. Power climbing beyond baseline. Beyond safe limits. That's not possible, Liam says. No, Tara agrees. But it's happening. The readout spikes. The signal punches deeper. Harder. And the return explodes in clarity. The structure beneath them resolves further. More sections. More connections. And now, even more movement. Not a shift. Not a single adjustment. Multiple points. Aligning. Reconfiguring. Like the whole system is waking up at once. Outside, the ground trembles. Just barely. Just enough to feel through your boots. Liam feels it immediately. Tell me that wasn't. I felt it. They both go still for a second. Listening. Nothing follows. No aftershock. No sound. Just the same heavy stillness outside. But inside, the system continues. Unstoppable now. I'm pulling power, Liam says. He moves to the generator controls. Grabs the cutoff switch. Wait, Tara starts. He pulls it anyway. The generator dies. The hum cuts out instantly. The lights flicker. Then go dark. For half a second. Everything stops. No sound. No signal. No movement. Relief hits fast. Sharp. Instinctive. Okay, Liam exhales. Then the laptop turns itself back on. Both of them freeze. No power. No input. But the screen glows. Soft. Steady. And the signal is still there. Stronger than before. Independent. Tara steps back slowly. That's not coming from us. The implication sets in immediately. The system isn't transmitting anymore. It's receiving. And displaying. On the screen, the structure beneath Uluru continues to resolve. Now clearer than ever. Not just layered. Not just expanding. It's connected in ways that don't make sense. Interlocking sections. Repeating units. Liam stares at it. That's not rock. No. Tara's voice is barely above a whisper now. It never was. The signal pulses. Not in response to their system. In response to something else. Something missing. Something it was expecting. The pulse repeats. More frequent now. More insistent. Liam looks at the screen. Then at Tara. It's waiting. For what? He asks. She doesn't answer immediately. Because she already knows. But saying it out loud makes it real. Finally. For us to continue. Silence. The weight of that fills the space. Because it wasn't reacting blindly. It wasn't just responding to noise. It was responding to asterisk interaction star. And now, without that interaction, it's trying to bring it back. The screen flickers. The signal spikes again. Then, the ground shifts. Not subtle this time. A low vibration rolls through the earth beneath them. Liam braces instinctively. Okay, no, we're done. But Tara isn't looking at him. She's staring at the bottom edge of the scan. Because something new has appeared. Not deep. Not hundreds of meters down. Closer. Much closer. A second interface point. A smaller structure. Breaking upward. From the larger one below. Liam follows her gaze. Sees it. And for the first time since this started. Real fear hits. Is that? Tara nods slowly. It's coming up. No one moves. For a second. 2. 3. Because saying it out loud means accepting it. It's coming up. The words sit there. Heavy. Impossible to take back. Liam is the first to react. Shut it down. Tara almost laughs. We already did. Then we get out. That one lands faster. Easier. More instinctive. Because leaving. That makes sense. But neither of them moves. Not yet. Because the screen is still changing. And whatever is happening. It's happening very fast now. The secondary structure. The one rising from the deeper formation. It's not just approaching the surface. It's accelerating. Depth. Liam asks. Tara checks. Her voice tightens. 200 meters. He exhales sharply. That's not possible. 150. The numbers drop too fast between updates. It's not traveling through Earth the way anything should. No resistance. No delay. Just moving upward. Like the ground isn't even there. Outside. The stillness breaks. Not with wind. Not with sound. With pressure. A low, building weight in the air. Like the atmosphere itself is shifting. Liam feels it immediately. His ears pop lightly. He winces. You feel that? Tara nods, not looking away from the screen. 100. The number hits harder than it should. Because now it's real. Now it's close. 50. The system flashes. Too much input. Too much signal. Lines of data cascade across the display faster than it can process. 20. The feed glitches. The number freezes. For a fraction of a second. Everything stops again. Then. Outside. The ground breaks. Not violently. Not like an explosion. But like something precise. A thin line forms in the red dirt just beyond the edge of the tent. Sharp. Clean. Perfectly straight. Liam stumbles back instinctively. Move. They both step outside without thinking. The air feels wrong. Heavy. Charged. The line in the ground widens slowly. Not tearing. Opening. Like something beneath is parting it deliberately. No dust. No debris. Just separation. Tara's breath catches. That's not fracturing. No, Liam says. It's controlled. The line extends. 3 meters. 5. 10. Perfect. Unbroken. Then. It stops. The ground holds. Open. And from within. Something moves. Not upward. Outward. A surface. Dark. Smooth. Uninterrupted. No texture. No grain. Nothing that belongs in soil or stone. It rises slowly through the opening. Not pushing. Leveling. Aligning itself perfectly with the surface. Until it sits just above the ground. A flat plane. Liam doesn't breathe. He can't finish. Because it's too exact. Too precise. Too intentional. Tara steps forward slightly. Without thinking. Don't, Liam snaps. She stops. But she doesn't step back. Because something else is happening. The surface shifts. Barely visible at first. Then clearer. Sections within the plane slide. Not opening. Rearranging. Like pieces of something larger adjusting into position. And then. Light appears. Faint. Thin lines tracing across the surface. Geometry. Patterns. Not random. They match the signal. Exactly. Tara's voice is barely a whisper. It brought it up. Liam stares at it. No. A beat. We brought it up. Silence. The weight of that settles immediately. Because this didn't happen on its own. It responded. Followed. Came closer. Because they kept going. The surface pulses. Soft light moving through the lines. And for a second. The pattern stabilizes. Matches something. Liam realizes it first. That's the anchor. Tara nods slowly. The same sequence. The same one they saw in the signal. The same one that started everything. Now. Written into the surface. Physical. Real. The light shifts again. Then. It changes. Just slightly. One segment altering position. Spacing adjusting. Liam steps closer. Not realizing he is. What is it doing? Tara doesn't answer immediately. Because she's already seeing it. The pattern isn't static. It's waiting. Holding. For something. The air tightens again. The pressure returns. Stronger this time. And the realization hits both of them at once. Input, Tara says quietly. Liam looks at her. What? It's not finished. She gestures to the surface. It's waiting for us. The lines pulse again. Softer this time. A rhythm. Not aggressive. Not urgent. Expectant. And suddenly. Everything becomes very clear. This wasn't just beneath them. It wasn't just waking up. It didn't come up to escape. It came up. To continue the conversation star. Neither of them moves at first. Because stepping closer to it. Feels like crossing something. Not a boundary in space. A boundary in understanding. The surface sits there. Perfect. Still. The glowing lines pulse gently across it. Tracking nothing. Responding to nothing. Just waiting. Liam notices it first. It stopped changing. Tara nods. Yeah. It had been adapting constantly before. Shifting. Reconfiguring. Now. It holds. Like it reached a point. And paused. Expecting something. Input, Tara says again. The word feels different now. Heavier. Because this isn't abstract anymore. It's not signals on a screen. This is something real. Physical. Present. Liam exhales slowly. You said it matched the anchor before. Yeah. And that anchor came from our signal. Tara nods again. Yeah. He looks back at the surface. Then at her. So whatever we do next. A pause. Becomes part of it. That lands hard. Because up until now, they were observing. Reacting. Now, they are actively shaping what happens. Tara shifts her weight slightly. Steps closer. Only a step. But enough. The surface pulses in response. Instantly. Both of them freeze. It saw that, Liam says quietly. Tara nods once. It's tracking proximity. Or something like it. They don't have the words for what this is doing. But they understand the pattern. Action. Response. Direct. Immediate. She takes another step. Slow. Careful. The light intensifies. Lines shifting across the surface in real time. Liam raises his hand instinctively. Tara. I'm not touching it. Not yet. She stops just short. Less than a meter away now. Close enough to see detail. Close enough to realize something else. It's not solid. Liam frowns. What do you mean? She gestures carefully. The surface. It's projecting. He steps forward slightly. Keeps distance. Looks closer. She's right. It's not a material surface in the normal sense. There's depth to it. Subtle. Like layers of something just beneath the visible plane. Not fluid. But not rigid either. Like a boundary, he says. Yeah. She nods. Between something. The words feel incomplete. Because they are. Tara inhales slowly. Then, very carefully, she lifts her hand. Not touching. Hovering just above the surface. The moment her hand reaches that space, the light spikes. Hard. The pattern races across the plane. Lines reorganizing faster than before. Liam takes a step forward. Tara. I know. But she doesn't pull back. Because something else is happening. The light begins to condense. Pulling inward. Toward the space just beneath her hand. Focusing. Compressing. He sees it. It's aligning again. Yes. Her voice is steady now. Calmer than it should be. Because she's already accepted something he hasn't yet. This is communication. Not language. Not fully. But interaction. They're past guessing now. What happens if you touch it? He asks. She doesn't answer immediately. Because she's asking herself the same question. And there are only two possibilities. Nothing. Or something they can't undo. The surface pulses again. Softer this time. Almost. Encouraging. I don't think it'll hurt me, she says. That's not confidence. It's instinct. Liam doesn't like that. We don't know that. No. A pause. But we didn't know anything 5 minutes ago either. That's true. And somehow, that makes it harder to argue. She moves her hand closer. Millimeter by millimeter. The light tracks it perfectly. Until finally. Contact. The moment her fingers meet the surface. Everything changes. The light doesn't spike. It collapses. Draws inward completely. Into the point of contact. The entire plane dims. Except for where she's touching it. A single node of intense white light forming beneath her hand. Liam feels his chest tighten. Tara. She doesn't respond. Because she can't. Her expression shifts. Not fear. Shock. The ground hums. Low. Deep. The connection holds. The light pulses once. Then again. Each pulse sending a wave outward across the surface. rewriting the patterns. Faster. More complex. And then, the system changes direction. Not outward. Inward. Toward her. Her pupils widen suddenly. Her breath catches. And for the first time, she makes a sound. Not a word. A sharp intake of breath. Liam moves instantly. Tara! She doesn't pull away. Can't. Because something is happening inside that contact. Something neither of them expected. The light surges upward. Not across the surface. Through her hand. For a second. Nothing else exists. Not the desert. Not the station. Not Liam shouting her name. Just light. Not blinding. Not overwhelming. Clear. Structured. Tara doesn't feel heat. Doesn't feel pain. She feels information. Not as words. Not as images. As pattern. Flowing. Through her. Her breath catches again. But it's not fear this time. It's recognition. Something inside the light is familiar. Not because she's seen it before. But because it's using the same structure. The same logic. As the signals. It's translating. Outside. Liam grabs her shoulder. Tara, pull away. She hears him. Distant. Muted. Like he's underwater. She tries to step back. Her body doesn't respond immediately. Not frozen. Just delayed. Because something is still moving. Through her. The pulses intensify. Each one forming clearer structure. Less abstract. More defined. Fragments begin to take shape. Not full images. But impressions. Depth. Scale. Something vast. Something buried. Not in space. In time. Tara gasps. Her knees almost buckle. Liam tightens his grip. Hey, stay with me. The connection flickers. Then surges again. And suddenly. She understands something star. Not everything. Just a single, clear piece. This isn't a device. It isn't a structure. It's part of something larger. Something that isn't fully here. The word forms in her mind before she can stop it. Not from fear. From accuracy. Interface. The word escapes her lips without thinking. Liam freezes. What? She pulls in a sharp breath. And this time. Her body responds. She stumbles backward. The connection breaks instantly. The light collapses away from her hand. The surface dims. Returning to its previous soft glow. She drops to one knee. Hands trembling slightly. Breathing uneven. Liam crouches beside her immediately. Talk to me. She doesn't answer right away. Because the silence feels louder now. Not empty. Changed. It wasn't trying to hurt me. Her voice is quiet. But steady. What was it doing? He asks. She looks at the surface. It's still there. Still perfect. Still waiting. Learning. A pause. Faster. Liam exhales slowly. That's not better. No. She shakes her head slightly. But it's not the problem. He frowns. What is, then? Tara pushes herself back to her feet. Still a little unsteady. Then she looks at him. Really looks. And for the first time. There's something different in her expression. Not fear. Focus. It's not just reacting to us anymore. He watches her carefully. It's using us. That lands harder. Much harder. What does that mean? She glances at her hand. Flexes her fingers slowly. Whatever it is. A pause. It can't fully operate up here. She looks back toward the glowing surface. This isn't the main system. Another pause. It's the access point. Liam's chest tightens. You're saying that thing underground? She cuts him off. Isn't here yet. Silence. What's here? She gestures toward the surface. Is how it reaches this layer. Layer. The word sticks in the air between them. Because suddenly, the world doesn't feel the same. The ground. The desert. Uluru in the distance. It all feels like something built on top of something else. The surface pulses softly. Not aggressively. Not urgently. Just present. Aware. Liam backs up slightly. So what do we do? Tara doesn't answer immediately. Because the answer is obvious. And terrible. She looks at the screen inside the tent. At the still running data. Then back at the structure. It didn't finish. Liam shakes his head. No. But his voice lacks certainty. She steps forward again. One step only. The surface responds instantly. Light shifting. Patterns adjusting. Same behavior. Same expectation. It started something, she says. A beat. And it expects us to complete it. Liam rubs his face. That sounds like a very bad idea. Yes. She doesn't argue. Because it is. But something else sits beneath that. Stronger. He looks at her. You saw something, didn't you? Tara hesitates. Because she doesn't want to say it. But she doesn't lie. Not clearly. A pause. But enough. What? She exhales slowly. It's been waiting. Liam blinks. For what? She looks at him again. Then back at the surface. For something, like us. Silence falls heavy around them. Because that changes everything. This wasn't chance. This wasn't random discovery. This wasn't just something buried. It was something that needed interaction. Needed input. Needed a way to bridge. From where it was to where they are. The light pulses again. Soft. Steady. Not threatening. Not passive. Just waiting. And suddenly, this doesn't feel like a mistake anymore. It feels like a first step. Not theirs. But it's. They don't step away. That's the difference. They don't run. Don't shut it down. Don't pretend it isn't happening. They think. Liam exhales slowly. Long enough to steady himself. Then, okay. It's quiet. But it carries weight. Tara looks at him. Just watches. Because she knows what that means. We don't touch it again like that, he says. Clear. Controlled. But we don't walk away either. She nods once. That's the moment. The decision. Not fear. Not panic. Method. They move back toward the tent. Careful. Measured. The surface behind them pulses once. Soft. Not reacting to reward. Not reacting to retreat. Just tracking. Inside, the laptop is still glowing faintly. Still powered by something that isn't theirs. The data continues. But slower now. Stabilized. It's waiting for structure, Tara says. Liam nods. Then we give it structure. Not emotion. Not instinct. Process. He grabs a marker. Pulls a field board from the side table. What did you see? He asks. Tara hesitates. Because it's hard to explain. It wasn't images, she says. More like relationships. He frowns. Between what? She looks back toward the surface. Position. State. Change. A pause. Everything connected. That's enough. He turns to the board. Then we start simple. He draws a single line. 1. Then next to it. 2. Then 3. 3. He steps back. Sequence. Tara watches. Then nods slowly. That's good. They carry the board outside together. The air still feels wrong. Heavy. Defined. But now. They're not reacting to it. They're working inside it. They place the board on the ground facing the surface. The glowing patterns shift immediately. Not wildly. Subtly. Aligning. Tara steps forward again. Stops at the same distance as before. Not touching. Just present. The surface responds. Light condensing slightly in the center. Focused. Okay, Liam mutters. It sees it. Now they test it properly. He taps once on the board. Points at the first mark. 1. Clear. Deliberate. No repetition. No noise. Then. Points again. 2. Tara watches the surface. This time. No immediate reaction. Then. The light shifts. The pattern pulls inward again. But slower. More precise. The lines redraw. One segment forms. Holds. Then. A second appears beside it. 2. Perfect spacing. Matching the board. Liam's breath catches. It didn't copy us. No, Tara says quietly. It used reference. That's different. Massively different. This isn't mimicry. It's interpretation. The surface holds the two segments steady. Waiting. Tara steps forward again. This time. She doesn't hesitate. She gestures toward the surface. Then back to the board. 1. The light contracts instantly. The second segment disappears. The first remains. Liam exhales sharply. Okay. His mind is racing now. That's functional. Communication. Real. Structured. The desert feels smaller suddenly. The sky feels heavier. Because this is happening. Here. Now. Tara steps closer again. Just slightly. The surface brightens in response. Following. Listening. She points again. 3. The board. The number. The structure. The light shifts. 1. 2. 3. Perfect. Consistent. But something else is happening now. Subtle. Liam notices it first. It's adding something. Tara looks. He's right. The pattern doesn't just stop at 3. It lingers. Then. A fourth segment appears. Not on the board. Not prompted. Just. Added. Both of them go still. That wasn't us, Liam says quietly. No. Tara's voice tightens. It extended. A test. A suggestion. Or something else. The fourth segment pulses once. Then disappears again. Reverting back to 3. But now. The meaning has shifted. It didn't just follow. It contributed. The line has been crossed. This isn't response anymore. This is participation. Tara lowers her hand slowly. It wants to build. Liam watches the surface. Then the board. Then back to her. Then we need to decide something. A beat. How far we let it. The wind doesn't return. The desert stays still. Watching. Because beneath them. Something is no longer waiting. It's working. And they've just proven. They can work with it. It doesn't stop at 4. That's the first thing they both realize. Once the pattern stabilizes again. 1, 2, 3. The surface holds it for just long enough to confirm alignment. Then it continues. 5. The new segment forms with the same precision as the rest. Not guessed. Not random. Placed. Liam's chest tightens. That's extrapolation. Tara nods slowly. No. A pause. It's prediction. That lands differently. Because prediction means it's not just following logic. It understands the direction of it. The surface pulses again. This time, the pattern doesn't disappear. It expands. Lines branching off from each segment. Connections forming between them. Not numbers anymore. Structure. Relationships. Liam steps closer. Forgets the distance rule. It's building something. Tara watches carefully. Yes. Another pause. But not randomly. The connections tighten. Segments group together. Clusters form. Patterns repeat across the surface in multiple directions. Mirroring. Scaling. Like the simple sequence they gave it. Was just a starting point. And now, it's extending that logic outward. The board sits forgotten at their feet. Because whatever this is now, it's beyond that. Far beyond that. The surface pulses again. Harder. The geometry sharpens. Then, for a moment, everything stops. The entire structure holds still. Frozen. Balanced. Perfect. And in that stillness, Tara feels it again. That same sensation from before. Not from contact. From presence. From awareness. It's not building randomly, she says. Liam doesn't look away. I know. She shakes her head. No, you don't. A pause. It's mapping something. He frowns. What? She looks out toward Uluru, the massive shape standing silent in the distance. Then back to the surface. This. Silence. Because that makes too much sense. The structure beneath the ground. The scale they only partially saw. The connection points. The surface pulses again. The pattern shifts. Not outward. Downward. Liam watches it happen. It's referencing depth. Tara nods. It's translating dimension. Another shift. The structure flattens. Simplifies. Until what remains is a projection. A cross-section. And they both see it at the same time. The deeper system. Not just where they touched. Not just the rising interface. The entire structure. Sprawling. Expanding. Interconnected beyond anything they expected. Liam's voice is almost a whisper. That's not local. No. It isn't. The structure extends downward. But also outward. Far beyond the scan. Far beyond the bounds of the tent. Far beyond anything they can measure. Tara feels something settle inside her. A quiet understanding. It's not under Uluru, she says. Liam looks at her. What? She swallows. It's everywhere. Silence. The implication crushes the space between them. Because if that's true, then what they're looking at isn't a buried object. It's a system. A network. Something that spans more than just this place. The surface pulses again. The projection shifts. And this time, it does something new. Something neither of them initiated. It marks a point. Small. Specific. On the surface representation. Liam leans closer. That's us. Tara nods slowly. Yes. Out of everything. It highlighted them. The interaction. The connection point. The moment this part became active. And then, The surface changes again. The projection collapses, returning to simpler patterns. The numbered structure. Then, something new. A different configuration. Not linear. Not geometric in the same way. More fluid. Less rigid. Tara stares at it. Because she recognizes it. Not from before. But from within. From what she felt when she touched it. It's adjusting for us. Liam looks at her. What do you mean? She takes a slow breath. It's not just mapping the world. Another pause. It's mapping how we understand it. That hits differently. Because that means everything they've seen so far has already been altered, simplified, translated, made to fit their perspective. The surface pulses again. Softer now. More refined. And then it does something that changes everything. The pattern stabilizes and holds. No movement. No expansion. Just one configuration. Clear, simple, and familiar. Tara feels the recognition before she processes it. That's not data. Liam looks closer. What is it? A long pause. Then, she says it. It's a question. A question. Not spoken. Not written. But there. Clear. Complete. The pattern holds steady on the surface. Simple. Structured. Waiting. Liam doesn't move. What kind of question? Tara doesn't answer immediately. Because she recognizes it. Not the shape. The intent. It isn't asking for data. It isn't asking for structure. It already has that. It's asking for something else. Her breath steadies slowly. It's asking for direction. Silence. Liam stares at the surface. Direction. Tara nods once. It understands how things connect. A pause. It doesn't understand which ones matter. That lands. Heavy. Because suddenly. This isn't just discovery. This is influence. Whatever this system is. Whatever it spans. It's waiting for input. From them. Liam exhales slowly. That's too much. He looks around instinctively. At the desert. At the horizon. At Uluru. This isn't something we should be deciding. Tara doesn't argue. Because he's right. But something else is there. Something she can't ignore. It didn't choose us, she says quietly. Liam looks back at her. What? It didn't come here looking for us. She gestures toward the ground. We activated it. A pause. And now it's asking because we are here. Another longer pause. Because we can answer. The surface pulses once. Soft. Measured. Time passes. Seconds. But it feels longer. Because the question isn't changing. It isn't pushing. It isn't forcing anything. Just. Waiting. Liam runs his hand over his face. What happens if we don't answer? Tara looks at the surface. Then back toward the tent. At the silent equipment. The dead system that still shows data it shouldn't be able to display. It will keep asking. A pause. Until something does. That's worse. Because that means this isn't a one-time event. It isn't contained. It isn't isolated. It's open. The desert feels even quieter now. Not empty. Listening. Liam shakes his head slowly. This is bigger than us. Yes. Tara doesn't disagree. But she steps forward anyway. One step. The surface responds instantly. Light tightening toward her. Focused. Expectant. Liam watches. Doesn't stop her. Because part of him already knows. This moment isn't about control anymore. It's about choice. What are you going to do? He asks quietly. Tara takes a breath. Then another. And finally, she raises her hand. Not touching. Just holding it above the surface again. The light condenses. Pulls toward her. Ready. She thinks for a moment. Not long. Because whatever answer she gives will become part of it. Part of something far bigger than this place. And then, she says, continue. The word leaves her mouth calmly. Simply. No hesitation. No doubt. The surface reacts instantly. The light flares. Not violently. But completely. The entire structure ignites with brightness. Patterns expanding outward. Faster than before. Liam steps back instinctively. What did you just do? But Tara doesn't answer. Because she can feel it again. Not through touch. Through the air. Through awareness. The system isn't waiting anymore. It's moving. Not upward. Not toward them. Outward. Expanding. Across the surface. Across the structure beneath. Reaching. Connecting. The light pulses once. Then begins to fade. Slowly. Deliberately. The surface dims. The patterns contract. Until only the original anchor remains. Simple. Clean. Then. That too disappears. The ground closes. Seamlessly. The line in the desert vanishes like it was never there. The air relaxes. The pressure lifts. The stillness breaks. Wind returns. Soft at first. Then stronger. Like the desert is breathing again. Liam stares at the ground. It's gone. Tara looks out at the horizon. At Uluru. Still standing. Unchanged. No, she says quietly. It's not gone. A pause. It just doesn't need this anymore. Liam exhales slowly. What did it take from us? Tara shakes her head slightly. Nothing. Another pause. We gave it something. Silence settles over them one last time. Not heavy. Not tense. Different. Because something has changed. Not the desert. Not the world. What's possible? Tara looks back down at the ground. At the place where it was. And for the first time, she wonders. Not what was beneath them. But how long it had been waiting. And how many others would answer next.